Alright, so we sprayed it with the fixative, and what I did is I ripped off all the excess tracing paper here. And the reason why I do that is because it's got no image on it, so I don't need it. But also, you don't want to have them straight edges and stuff. You kind of want it jiggy-jaggy and all over the place, because it'll just look better once it's down if you just don't have a straight line. And you'll see that once we get it down. This is also a fun time because you can readjust it and kind of move it around, you know, like see what it would look like here and there, you know, little adjustments. That always helps. I'm just gonna tear off some of this. What you want to do is just kind of make sure it doesn't have any straight lines. That's the big thing. Straight lines just don't look good, but of course you can always go back and sand those areas. Alright, so we got it here, and I'm pretty happy with where it's sitting, you know. I don't need to change any of that. I got skits kind of sitting there, kind of in the sweet spot in thirds, the thirds area of the piece. I mean, it could come down a little bit, and that would be fine. Bring them down just a smidge. And that'll kind of put that like that, which means if I'm going to have it right there, then I need to cut this right here. Alright. Let's take the old X-Acto blade, cut it right there. And now I think I'm going to put that side down first. So I'm going to move this out of the way so you can see me. Alright. And I still ain't got no matte medium, but I'm just going to continue using the matte gel because it worked pretty good. I'm trying to get all this off the lid. But I always try and put more than you think you need, because it's easier to just kind of scrape some stuff off than it is to go back and try and put more underneath. So if you start out with more than enough, you'll be just fine. So there we go. There, got a bunch underneath. That's alright. I'll just add it back underneath there. I definitely got some wrinkles. That's alright. The wrinkles will come out. One way or another, the wrinkles will come out. Most likely, what I'll do to get rid of the wrinkles is I'll sand it. I'll just sand them wrinkles right out of it. And all the excess you can just put right back in your tub. No big deal. While it's still wet, I can use this squeegee to squeegee out as many wrinkles as I can. But once it's dry, I can just go back and sand them out. And I'm talking like there's some really, really fine wrinkles. Like you can barely see it. But I want it gone anyway. So, but that is pretty much it. That is all you have to do. Easy peasy. Alright, now I'm going to do the other side. And I can take this tape off now. I don't need that there. Let me just take the squeegee and finish that off. There we go. There we go. Alright, let me move this to the side. And bring this back to the middle so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, this one's going to be a little smaller, which doesn't mean easy. Sometimes it means tricky. So just get some of my stuff here. Start laying it out. Just like I said a few minutes ago, always want to use more than you think you're going to need. So you can always pull off extra. It's easy. Alright, let's go ahead and put this down. Alright, nice. This side actually went down a little bit easier, so that's good. Let me just, alright, get rid of that tape, don't need it. Take off the tape. There we go. Easy peasy. Fresh and easy. Alright. Now we got our drawings down. All we got to do is just let it dry a little bit, and we'll go back and do a little sanding to clean up a few little bubbles and lines where it didn't quite go down perfect, and then we're good to go. Alright, so I only have to do a little bit of sanding. Don't have any on this one. It's nice and smooth for the most part, so that's good. Let me move over to this one though. I got a little bit I feel like I can do on this one. I don't know. There's these lines here. Just little bumps in the paper. I'm going to take my sander. It's a medium grit block sander. I'm just going to go over these spots. Yep, see? That's all you got to do to get rid of them. There's a real big one there and it's gone. And there you go. Alright. That's all you had to do. Now what I'll do is I'll go back into these and try and bring out some of the drawing bits by getting some light color. Like I'll probably work some whites or something in between some of these spots to try and pull out the drawing a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to do next. So we're going to do this page first, and I'm going to go light with it. Just add just a little bit of water here to my paint, because I don't want to do too much. You know, I just want to kind of work around it so you can see those elements, so they'll pop out just a wee bit more. There you go. Now I can see the edge where I'm going to be working at. And doing this is actually real subtle, you know. I'm not trying to do too much here. Nice. Alright, I like that. I mean, it's the simple as can be, you know, but it really kind of popped it out a little bit. I'll go back in with some darks and put in some shadow. That'll help that a little bit. There we go. Let me go over to the next page and do the same thing while this dries. You know, just going around the edge, trying to redefine the shapes. Mm. And of course, as usual, my brush is way too big for what I'm doing. But that is okay. Just adds to it. One thing that I like about working over collaged materials is it gives you an automatic bit of interest. You know, the textures coming through and whatever you put down start to come out. That's something that I really like. Yeah. It's going to be a cool double page. Might even be something that you'd like to put in a finished piece. Like if I was doing a children's book, this would be a really cool drawing piece to put in. Who knows? Might end up with it there at some point. You know, this really shows you how just doing this one simple thing here, you know, putting a good contrast around your figure makes them really stand out. Or it doesn't have to be a figure, it can be whatever you want it to be. But whatever your point of interest is, if you got a good contrast associated with it, make it stand out a lot better. There you go. I'm liking it. Get just a little bit more over here. Now I'm going to go back in. Once I'm happy with some of this stuff that I've put down, I'm probably going to go back in and do some inking. I think that'll really make it jump. Just throw in a little bit of painterly stuff here and there. Yeah, just a little added interest. Like it. Alright, let's let that dry and we'll get back to it. I'm going to work on just this one side right now, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go a little garish with it, and I'm going to put some pink on here. Just to get it to kind of stand out, make the eye move to a particular spot. I think that'll be fun. Water. Put that there. Get a nice big brush. A little bit of water. Here we go. Yeah. See, sometimes you just need to get painterly with it. And I'm still going to go back in here with some ink on these staircases. Nice. I think I'll pull a little bit of this into the page next to it. You can kind of see there. There we go. And ooh, I need to clean that out. Anyway, I'm going to let this dry for a second and then we'll come right back. So now I'm going to put a little bit of this purpley pink color over on this side. Not as much as that side, but still enough. For a second there, I thought I wasn't recording. I was like, oh my gosh. Sometimes that happens. Just so excited about what you're doing, you just forget to start recording. But anyway, I think that will work nice, and I'll continue that on to the next page too. You can see right here just a little bit. And there we go. Be right back. All this is dry. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back in with the ink and try and throw a few little details and stuff to make this really pop out. Get this black next to this purpley pink, and it actually, it's pretty strong. Go. And as per normal, I'm using a brush that's too big for really the detail that you would want to put into something like this, but that's okay. I don't mind that. And let me get this window right up here. There you go. That's looking pretty cool. And maybe what I'll do is do a little painting over the top of this ink as well. I'll just give it a little something extra. There we go. Now that looks cool. I like that. Maybe, maybe do some mark making up in here. Maybe just leave it the way it is. I'm not sure, but I want to kind of play around with it. Let me let this ink dry, and then maybe what we'll do is we'll move over to the next page for a minute. I decided to do a little bit more on this before moving on to that page. After looking at it for a few minutes, let me I'm going to do some white down in here. Yeah, for some reason I just feel like it needs some good thick whites down in here. Kind of create like a wedge where you can really kind of see stuff starting to stick out. Right? Something like that. Got the window open right now because I like the cool air coming in, so sorry for a little bit of noise there. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Now I'm feeling pretty satisfied with this page. Alright, let me move on to the next one. Put that over here while let it dry. And okay. It's funny, just the little bit of contrast, you know, it makes you really pull your eye in and start looking at things. So, really important. I'm probably going to do the same thing here. I'm not sure what type of contrast though. Maybe I think I'm going to do the opposite here, where it's like you kind of had the black going up. Maybe I'll do the blacks outside and coming in, and then the blacks will kind of run down this way. I think that's what I'm going to do with this. So I kind of need a, I think what I'll do is I'll do the inking first with this brush, and then I'll bring it in. I'll bring it in with a big brush if I like what's going on. Tractor going by now. Anyway, this is gonna look really cool. It's gonna look real nice, actually. Mm-hmm. One thing that you gotta learn how to control is when you're doing work, like mixed media work on this type of paper, you get bumps and raises and different levels on your paper, and gotta learn to work a brush over the top of that. You can quickly make a mess of things if you don't pay attention. But at the same time, you can make some really cool marks. So there's good and bads with whatever you're doing, positives and negatives. Can't remember who it was, but Someone said one time that everything in life is trade-off. You know, by doing one thing, you're trading off for something else. You know, like, oh, I want it to look like X, but it ain't going to because you did something else, and that's the trade-offs, you know. It's like no matter what, there's always some sort of trade-off with what you're doing. And with doing this style right here, I'm trading off being able to do certain types of detail, but I'm not doing this for the detail. I'm doing it because I like what's the style and what I can do with it. I'm more interested in the textural feel of the piece instead of whether or not everything's exact. You know, I'm going for mood, not some sort of precision. And again, that's a trade-off, like how much mood, how much precision, you know. And really that has to do with how much time you have to work on something. Because, I mean, I could render this piece for a year and make it just look awesome and amazing, but at the end of the year, was it really worth the time and energy that I put into that? Probably not. So, you know, it's time to move on. Yeah, that type of stuff can also be considered in politics today. In politics, people just want their way 100% and that's it. You know, don't really care for what anyone else thinks. And people got to realize every little thing they do has some sort of trade-off, you know. And it does have the trade-off, it's just they don't think it does. So, yeah, it's not good. And of course I could be doing this with a steadier hand, you know, but whatever. Don't have to do it like that all the time. It's like, it doesn't have to be perfect, you know. Alright. I'm gonna do skits and shadow here, because I just think it'll look a little cooler. So right now I'm just kind of inking shadows. You gotta watch it with the straitjacket not to put too many shadows on it, because then it starts to look really dark, and always want it to kind of be white and standing out. Bright, bright white. There we go. And let's draw the window in here. I want the window to have as thin a line as I can get with this brush. There we go. I got this window to do too. Do it. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. It looks pretty good. Let me go ahead and dry this, and then we'll get back to it. So I have this window right here. That's right in here. And I just don't think it's working. Matter of fact, I forgot to put it in. So what I'm going to do, oh, cheap brushes are falling apart on me. I'm going to paint some of that pinkish purplish color into there. And just paint right over it. There we go. That way it ain't even there. I don't know why, but I just feel like I need to paint some more of this up into here. I feel like I should have a little smaller brush to get into these spots, but whatever. There we go. There we go. I do believe I'm going to get a lot more black up in here. Something like that. And I'm not really caring for this brush for this big a space, so let me get an ink brush. Which this will be fine. And let me get some ink. I just want to put it in big broad strokes. Almost feel like just letting it drip down here. There we go. Yeah. That'd be good. Sometimes you need a drip. But I do need to stop it before it gets too far down. So let me just pull it up a little bit so it'll stop running. And bam, there we go. And I'm also going to there we go. Put few little splatters in here and there. It's always fun. Mm-hmm. Alright, let me dry this brush off. Pen on paper. Because I want to do a little dry brush with this right quick. If I can. There we go. Not quite what I wanted. It's okay. I think I'll stop while I'm ahead. Leave it at that. And I got this other jug here, which actually is starting to pull up again. So let me just pick up a little bit more of that. Alright. And I'm going to clean this brush off and we'll be right back. Well, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I'm going to do a few little things, like I think I'm going to do a little bit of pencil sketching just for a little more visual interest. And I'm going to do a little painting on skits. I'm going to do some whites to just kind of make them pop out a little bit more. Let's get started with that. Alright, so got a little bit of white here. Just kind of hit the straitjacket here and there with a little bit of white. This will just make skits stand out a little bit. There we go. Doesn't take much, you know, just a wee little bit. Do I have? Let me get a little bit of yellow. I could also do this with colored pencil if need be, but There you go. Just a little bit. And that's pretty nice. That's good. Yeah, a little bit of interest. For some reason I feel like I need to do something down in here. So maybe I'll do these little bits of things here, and then I'll go over them. Where's that brush I was looking for earlier? Very nice. And I think that's it. Oh no, there was something else. That's right. Okay. I just put my hand in wet paint. Yeah. Just put my hand in wet paint. That's the way it goes sometimes, I guess. And I think that's it. I think that's it for these pages. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. This was fun. Alright, on to the next pages. If you like what you see in here, give us a like, share, subscribe. Also go on over to the Skitscomic.com website. All videos show up there a week before they ever hit YouTube. While you're there, pick you up a comic book, print, or go ahead and get you an original piece of art. Lastly, go over to Indiegogo.com and sign up for the book that you're actually watching being made right now. Thank you and have a great day.